Good morning, dumelang bagolo ke kopa re emelle re tle re amogele president wa rona wa tsenana a re emeng ka maoto. Dumelang, ra leboga. Ra leboga. Ra leboga bagolo a re simolleng ka programe. A re simolleng ka programe ra itse la morata presidente wa lona. Okay, a re ntse re eme ka maoto gore re kgone go amogela the national anthem. Ne re kopa re eme bo botlhe ka maoto. Sidibeng Sweet Voices a re tseng national anthem. Bontate ne re kopa lapoleng dikuane gore re kgone go tsaya national anthem ya rona. Sidibeng Sweet Voices. A re adimaneng ditsebe bagolo, a re adimaneng ditsebe. A re utlweleng hle. go na le anthem engwe gape bagolo a remeng yana ke tlo lefa nako ya gore le opelele presidente ka nnete ke tlo lefa yone ke tlo lefa nako ya gore le motlotle. Proceed. Ke a leboga re kana ra tsa ditulo tsa rona ra leboga. Okay, a re simoleng ka program ya rona ke kopa re nne gatse Sedibeng Sweet Voices ra le leboga. Ra le leboga. Okay, mo opeleng president ge fo nakong ya nenyane fela. Lempile ka program ra leboga le ka mo a re nneng gatse re kgone go tswela pele ka program ya rona a re nneng gatse a ke re le batlo re president a tla le address le mo utlwene a re tsweleng pele ka program lebitso la ka ke Morakane Musupye MEC ya Sports Arts Culture and Recreation mo Gauteng ke tlo le tsamaisetsa program ke tebe ke tshwarisana letsogo le minister wa Sports Arts and Culture ko nationally Minister Zizi Kodwa. Okay, bagolo ke kopa rutlweleng ka one ge le sa utlwelle le tlo palla go follow ne re kopa rutlwellaneng ke a leboga re na le re na le di-sign language interpreters tsa rona tse pedi, mme Fumane Tladi le mme Pumza Sikumba ba tla nna ntse ba tšhentšhisana ke re gore ba kgone ho re thusa. So ke kopa le ntetleng ge media ke kopa le nneng fatshe le pallisa batho ke lona le ira gore ba rase. Thank you very much. So ke kopa ge le ntetleng ke dumedise president wa rona, President Matamela Ramaphosa, ke dumedise le premier ya rena, Premier Panyaza Lesufi, ke dumedise okay, ke dumedise di ministera tse tsotlhe tsa rona le di deputy ministers, ke dumedise di MEC tsa rona tse tsotlhe mo Gauteng le ba ba tswang go di provinceng tse ding, ke dumedise di mayor tsa rona tse tsotlhe le di councillors tse di leng teng, ke dumedise gape baruti ba rona bo botlhe go tswa ka ditumelo ka o fapafapana ga tsona, ke dumedise gape le segosi sa rona beng ba mmu ba ba nang le rona kwano, all the royal families that are here with us, ke dumedise gape all the ambassadors ba ba nang le rona kwano, ke dumedise all government officials ba e leng gore ba etetse pele ke DG in the presidency, Mme Phindile Belani, ke dumedise gape the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission, Mr. Nissen. Se se botlhokwa go feta tse tsotlhe ke gore re dumedise lona baagi ba South Africa, nka se re ba Gauteng fela ka one batho ba di province tse ding ba na le rona. Dumelang hle bagolo. Good morning. Sanbonani. Okay, ke tlo kopa re dirisane yana ne ke kopa batho ba ba imeng ka maoto mo lona fela le ka tla la tlonna gatse mo lona ba o fela le nne fatshe mo fatshe ke kopa letle le tlonna fatshe mo. No e se mpa botle ba o ba fela ba e tla le nneng fatshe mo. Ke kopa le nneng fatshe ka ona ba tlonna ntse ba le tswenya mo. Di marshals le tla re thusa kere. Okay, a re tsweleng pele ge ka program. Se se tlo latela mo programeng yanong ke gore ke tlo bitsa bana ba ba tswang go dikolong tse di leng mo provinceng ba ileng gore ba tlo re recitela the human Okay, ke kopa bana ba tlo re recitela constitution ya rona. He ke ba bitsa ke kope ba tle mo pele ne. Re na le bana ba ba tswang go Leema Mokuludi, Kagiso Moloko, o teng go wa kere. Le Ngobile Mthimkhulu, re na le Emmanuel Primary ki Junior Kutwane le Naledi Chaka, re na le Resteval Layer School, Caleb Olien and Cameron Webb, re na le Emanzini Primary, re na le Nyamande Puma le Banjubutle Jeke. Ke tlo kopa gape bagolo gore re ba utlweleng tle. Proceed. Bongwanake.
The preamble of the Constitution of South Africa. We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked to build and develop our country.
Re dumela hore Afrika Borwa ke naha ya bohle ba phelang ho yona. Mme re kopane le ha re fapane ka lebaka lena ka tataiso ya baemedi ba rona ba kgethilweng ka bolokolohi. Re ananela molaotheo e e leng molao ka sehloohong wa Rephaboliki hore o tle.
Van die verlede tijl in een samenleving gegrond op democratische waarden, maatschappelijke gerechtigheid en basisse mensenrechten te scheppen. Die grondslag te leveren een democratische en open samenleving waar een regering gegrondvest is. Op die wil van die bevolking en elke burger gelijk door die recht beschermd wordt.
Senza ngcono izinga lokuphila lazo zonke izakhamuzi futhi sikhulula abantu kwabangakwenza futhi sakha iNingizimu Afrika ebumbene futhi entando yeningi ekwazi ukuthatha indawo yayo efanele njengombuso ozimele emkhakheni yamazwe. May God protect our people. Nkosi sikeleli Afrika. Morena buluka setjhaba sa heso. God save Africa. God bless South Africa. Modimo fatshutshela Africa. Hosi katekisa Africa.
Ra leboga bongwana ke le ka nna la boela la nna ha tse ko ntse le ntse ko teng. Bagolo ke batla re tswele pele ka program ka ne ke a itse gore go na le batho ba le batlang go ba utlwella. Re kopane ka tseno ka di 21 tsa March 2024, more than 60 years since go iragala tiragalo e ne se monate e botlhoko thata e iragetseng mo Sharpeville mo eleng gore batho ba South Africa 69 of them ba sele ba thunsiwa ke puso e ne sa buse ka pelo e siameng ka nako eo ba sele ba bolawa botlhoko ke batho bao ke ba ileng gore ka go sacrifice maphelo a bona ba re buletse menyako ya freedom e re enjoyang ka tseno bo botlhe. So go botlhokwa gore re nne ntse re ba gopola re ba tlotla re gopola le di family tsa bona re nna ntse re ba khothatsa re ba gopotsa gore South Africa e ka se lebale sacrifice ya di family members tsa bona. So gore re kre message o go ya pele ke tlo kopa gore premier wa rona Premier Lesufi a tle a tlo re dumedisa a re fele message wa ka wa tlhokwetso.
Oi, 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 oi. Oi, oi, Sharpeville, oi, oi. Oi, oi, Presidente Ramaphosa, oi, oi. Oi, oi, ministers and deputy ministers, oi, oi. Oi, oi, MCs and executive mayors, oi, oi. Oi, oi, councillors and community leaders, oi, oi. Thank you so much, program directors. We truly appreciate the opportunity. We are coming here to welcome all of you Yabailungis. Siyabonga. We are coming here. Sipispane. 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 President, we want to thank you and your government for taking a decision to celebrate and commemorate this day here in Sidibeng, Sharpeville. We appreciate this decision, and we are not taking this decision for granted. On behalf of people of Sharpeville, on behalf of people of Sidibeng, re a itebogela, President. President, we also want to thank you for listening to us. We asked you, President, the last time you were here with your cabinet ministers, that ditsela tsa Sidibeng di mikoti-koti. The last time we were here, President, we said to you, we've got a problem of sewer, we've got problem of water leakages in this particular community. President, the last time we were here, the community of this area told you that they don't have access to electricity because transformers have been broken and stolen in this community. President, the last time we were here, this community told you that they were unemployed and they were tired of asking for handouts. They needed permanent opportunities for themselves. We are proud, President. We are proud today to report to you, through your assistance and through your interventions, the government that I have the honor to lead, we have taken 40 west roads in Sidibeng. One of the roads that was west, you could not even drive or walk there. They used to call it Cyril Ramaphosa. Today, that road, I saw Cyril Ramaphosa, Kitsila, Eabenya. And thank you so much, President. President, we also want to thank you. All the transformers that were not working in this community, we have started the process of replacing those transformers so that the community here can have access to electricity. President, there were 32,000 young people who were teacher assistants whose contracts came to an end. They were on the list of the unemployed. We came to our government and said, we can't allow these young people to be unemployed. You gave us all the resources. The 32,000 young people, today they are employed. Today they are earning their own salaries as teacher assistants. We want to thank you for that, President. But President, there's something big that is coming on the 6th of April. President, we are shaking the foundation of unemployment in Gauteng. President, we want to thank your Minister of Labor and the Minister of Higher Education. On the 6th of April, here in Gauteng, we are announcing the biggest skills development ever seen in our country. We are saying to young people that are unemployed in the townships, we are saying to young people that are unemployed in the informal settlement, we are saying to young people that are unemployed in the hostels, whether you are under 35 or over 35, whether you are qualified or not qualified, on the 6th of April, we are looking for you. We want you to train you, whether you want to be a bricklayer, you want to be an electrician, you want to be a welder, you want to be an artisan, or Zagiti, we will train you, and the the government that has the opportunity to lead will be in a position to give you a stipend. President, this is the biggest skills revolution ever in our country. Ningzwile mara. Itingi ipinde. What we are saying, from the 6th of April, if you are unemployed, tell us what you want to be. The government that I have the honor to lead will train you. While you are training you, will give you a stipend of 3,500 so that you can be in a position to give. Siphi span. Siphi span. Siphi span. So on the 6th of April, sine crash ne lova. On the 6th of April, sifuni lova elokishini. On the 6th of April, we will take you to TVET College. We'll pay for your fees. And when you are training there, we'll be in a position to train you. That's the biggest skills revolution ever in our township. Siphi span. Thank you, Nyabonga. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're all welcome.
Program ra leboga bagolo ra leboga a re tseng di message tsa support tse pedi and then ke tlo hand over ko Minister Zizi Kodwa in between le kana la opella president. Is that fine? Right, a re renyalo ge. So ke kopa gona ya no ke tla ofa indication na ro tla opela neng. Gona ya ke kopa re tse message of support from the South African Human Rights Commission. The representative, can you come through please? Also from the South African Human Rights Commission. Oh, okay. So, ke Mr. Nissen, o fitlile o tlo re fa message wa hae wa support. Ke tlo le fa sebaka sa ho opella le president ka nnete, ke na le kontraka le lona. We'll do that. We will.
President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, Minister Ramola, Minister of Sports and Arts and Culture, Mr. Kodwa, Premier of Gauteng, Lesufi, all dignitaries present, fellow South Africans, all protocol observed. How can we follow what the Premier said? Premier, you did well. Thank you so much because there are so many lies out there. And today, you have debunked those lies. Thank you so much, Premier. Because those who say that your government is not working should have been here today, and I hope they will listen to this message. President, the last time when we were in the R, I said, Mr. President, you are the steward and custodian of the Constitution of this country. And Mr. President, you are the chief human rights defender in this country. Mr. President, we're sitting today in 2024, 30 years of democracy. Unfortunately, Mr. President, we still see as the Human Rights Commission, as we bring our support to 21st of March, and we've been running the whole month, workshops, outreach all over the country on sensitizing our South African community and our citizens around human rights commission, around human rights in this country. Sadly to say, Mr. President, we still face, amongst all the issues that as the human rights we encounter in this country, racism is one of our top issue that the Human Rights Commission deal with. And we deal with it in a way where we are love and hate, but we have to deal with it. The second issue is the issue of inequality in this country. We are dealing with it, Mr. President. Mr. President, we are being taken to court, and the court has ruled against us because we fought for people to have water on a farm. We went to the Supreme Court of Appeal, where they now will decide whether our decisions are binding or not. There are people that do not want to fulfill the obligations to human rights and even take the human rights to court because they fail to deliver on water, on electricity. Unfortunately, Mr. President, in one province, we now had to issue an order for a municipal manager to appear before the court, be arrested because of failure to deliver the basic service to our people. So, Mr. President, we would like to support you and say to you, as the Chief Human Rights Defender, please protect the Chapter 9 institutions. The Chapter 9 institutions are the oversight bodies that seek to make sure that government execute and every department execute the mandate per the Constitution. So we are watching government departments to execute the mandates. And so, Mr. President, as we are here, Chief Defender of Human Rights, we are saying to you, please defend the Chapter 9 institution. 30 years of democracy. We cannot continue violations of human rights, whether it's racism, inequality, or whether it's basic services such as water, sanitation, and electricity. Mr. President, we call upon you to make sure that the execution of the Chapter 9 institutions find the right place in society. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nissen, Chairperson of the South African Human Rights Commission. Le ikutlwetse bagaetsho gore o lwela ditokelo tsa lona go ya mo e leng gore ebile ha tshoge le gore a ise di officials tse di sa iri mmereko wa tsona go kgolegelong le mo ikutlwetsa kere. Okay, a re kopeng ge Minister Lamola, Minister of Justice and Correctional Services, lena a tlo re fa message wa gae wa support. Minister.
Phambili nge-human rights phambili. Phambili ngama-human rights phambili. Thank you very much, Program Director, the President of the Republic of South Africa, the Minister of Arts, Sports and Culture, Mr. Zizi Kodwa, the Premier of Gauteng, all MECs who are here, the Executive Mayor of Mfuleni, and also of Sidibeng District Municipality, Cabinet colleagues, ministers who are here, and also the deputy ministers who are present. The chairperson of the South African Human Rights Commission, members of the diplomatic corps, all ambassadors who are here today with us. We had a human rights conference hosted by the South African government under the theme, 3 Decades of Respect and Promotion of Human Rights, from the 18th to the 20th of March 2024, with participants from all walks of life, assessing 30 years of our constitutional democracy and respect for promotion of human rights. The conference had all participants. It dealt with a number of issues, including land, including the economic situation, including service delivery, and the role of the judiciary in accountability in our country. The conference also dealt with a number of issues, including mechanism to deal with human rights internationally, including in the African continent, and also issues of self-determination for the people of Palestine and Western Sahara. I heard the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission saying that the president is the chief defender of human rights in our country, which is true, but is also a chief defender of human rights in the African continent and also internationally. He stood and allowed the South African government to initiate a process at the ICJ. The conference also dealt with issues related to us re-invoking the spirit of Ubuntu, that I am who I am because of who you are, which is a uniquely South African way. The conference agreed and assessed that we have made progress as a country on various issues, including issues of service delivery, water provision, electricity, education, and so forth, as contained in the Bill of Rights. But the conference concluded to say that we need to continue with the struggle to achieve an equal society, particularly on socio-economic rights, to ensure that all South Africans participate in the mainstream of the economy and that we create an equal society, a society where all South Africans can have an equal share in the economy. The conference also got lessons from participants from African continent and also those that have played a role in the elections in many parts of the globe. And one of the lessons that was brought to the conference is that 30 years in our democracy in this country, we are very lucky. Going into elections in other countries, they switch off the internet. You cannot criticize the sitting government, and there are certain things you cannot do. But in South Africa, this is protected by the Bill of Rights. The sitting government also protects everyone to promote the rights of all South Africans. But the conference also concluded that we need to ensure that the struggle for an equal society is protected, because there are those who are now beginning to delegitimize a democratic government, arguing that a particular race cannot run this country under the disguise of service delivery issues in many parts of the country. These are challenges that must be attended to, but the reality is that under apartheid, water provision, electricity, and many others were preserved for these racists who are now wanting to say this government cannot govern. We need to deal with these issues, resolve these challenges, but they should not be resolved for a select few. They should be resolved for all South Africans. It is in this regard that as South Africans we must continue to protect our rights. On the 29th of May, we must all go and vote to ensure that we take the struggle to its logical conclusion and defeat any racists who do not want to see transformation in our country as a constitutional imperative. Thank you very much.
Isilo, gimiku isilo. Intumu sintabu lenhliziyo. Ngiyashaya phakathi komlilo. Nithulile nibhekile. Ngilalele kodwa aningizwa. Iningi imibuzo kodwa impendulo anginazo. Ngisho namandla wokulala mbi angisenawo. Wenisi, ngiyaqela. Kunqola sihlukane ngoba ngeke nakumele ngokhala. Uyabona lapho khona ngiyala. Nothando nginalo sifuna. Huli fifi maikutlo le ona atibi. Bahaisane ke le malali shebile. Hona matla le tshepo di fedile mpone ke le fela. Ke re ke utlwile le di fedile. Nka bule matla a kgutlo. Totabu bobodi bilong e matamadi. Shebako masisa bilong. Dikele dikeke betsa thusa. Dikhala mahluko le bokwala ha o suthi. Ka ana matswe ke a khalema. Mfazi thatha amanda bula mazwi njengamazwi ombuzo. Tima bana basihlobo siyalulo. Mosadi la molabo tsibisa lebole. Ite mo happy lo mo fetoha le hlasipa ka dumeha. Ha le tshaba le lo dike. Siba sala bothando siba wonke bakhulu. Kodwa sisithola sebuhlungu sisitutusa ngokuqula amahubo. Baba namo uba ushere kanifuba. Chebo Uthubu ubethule motala umuntu ba uthethele mehwabadi maqumalo anafo phamathi wala baba wangala wathwana wakwakwadi le kadi ya tawa hata onyonyo lo feta matata kadi tibili itafuleli tulo wangaka Chebo lenalo nalo katoya nilebuha kaniti lithatha Ke utlwile hone ke re ke kopa thuso. Ho senyehile kgale ho sena bokgutlo. Ba senyang ba hlekemanya ba siya fela ba sa kgathallo ke manyaka putso. Le ka lerato le mofuthu le re qadile ka lona ha re ne re iputsa. Ke a botsa. A ke re ha o le motho wa ikutlwa o bona maemo ha a sa dumela ho ka ba molemo ha nka sutha. Banana bona ba shebile ha lerato le bophelo di re sutha. Re tlo reng ha ba hola ba tshwana le rona ba mfutsa. Ha re fanya ka lebala ba ithuta. Kgutso. Inkosi enkantolo. I swear to tell nothing but the truth. Njengoba ngimilelana uye wathula wabuka ona lo phakathi. While I was kicked with this, every word was kicked like a torn leg of a sack. Well, I read, I was tricked. Yebo, ngisamile njengembo kodwa ngayibambisisa le nsimbi. Kodwa yayinhlungu induku emini nasebusuku. Ngisho nebambo nasisaphuka. Uthando nenhlonipho nganginazo. Kodwa ngeyakhe izondo kimi wasikhipha. Ngisasho namanje ngithi makulelo uthando lelo. Eyami impilo yona wayichitha. Inkosi enkantolo. This love that was meant to save me has failed me. With wounds on my body and tears on my face, it has shamed me. With fear in every breath I take it enslaved me. I've been cast and spitted on, bruised, used and abused, and yet when I choose to break loose, I stand accused. Le Kampala.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Firstly, just to apologize, there was a power outage. The generators were taking time to connect. We greet you, Mr. President, the ministers, our premier. Hola, Panya Panya, hola! Hola, President Ramaphosa, hola! Thank you very much, Mr. President. We celebrate this day, Mr. President, so that we do not forget where we come from, Mr. President. Many years ago, before, majority of black people were not allowed a simple human right to vote. Majority of black people voted for the first time in 1994. Mr. President, it was a law in South Africa under the 1949 Act of the Prohibition of Mismarriage Act. We were not allowed as black people ukuthi sigane abelungu. Ubungaboni ukuthi umuntu ofana nami umshele umlungu lutho. Icala ukuthi mongameli ubuzosiwa la eModabi prison. Your crime because ushele umlungu. It was a crime. Mr. President, we have made progress. Most of the public amenities kunendawo ebezibhalwe abelungu kuphela ngesilungu bathi net blankets. Ngisho indawo ezifana namanzi olwandle, indawo thina sisithatha for granted, uya ebathroom ekune bathroom yabelungu kuphela, uboshwe usebenzisa ibathroom yabelungu. Bakubuze abanye ojele uboshelweni uthi ngisebenzisa ibathroom yomlungu. We have made progress, Mr. President. As we gather here, we celebrate 30 years of human rights, Mr. President, under your leadership as a chief defender of human rights. Without any waste of time, it is my singular honor that, Mr. President, I invite you to address the nation on this human right. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Please, let's welcome the President.
Amandla. Amandla. Phambili nohulumeni wethu phambili. Matla. Matimba. Manda. Aridule mfazi. Dumela. Sanbonan. Abshin. Limacherun. Lochani. Program directors. Ministers who are here present. Those on stage, Zizi Kotwa and Ronald Lamula, the Premier of our province, Gauteng, Premier Panyaza, Hendrik Lusufi, Melissa Tsiv, or Libito Lahaki Hendrik, Kipanya Panya, ministers and deputy ministers, the chairperson of the South African Human Rights Commission, Mr. Chris Nissen, we're always honored by your presence and take your words very seriously. Even as you admonish us and you direct us, we always know that you direct us to do the right things. Heads and members of constitutional bodies, especially our Chapter 9 institutions that support democracy, mayors and councillors, leaders of political formations amongst us, leaders of the governing party, the African National Congress who are here present, members of the diplomatic corps, leaders of civil society formations, distinguished guests and fellow South Africans. Ke thabile haholo ho ba mona hare ha lona Sharpeville. Ke lethabo le leholo le haeba ke letsatsi le re utlwisang bohloko le re etsang hore re hopole ntho e mpe e ileng ya etsahala 64 years ago. Ki ile ka ipha nako hoseng tjena ka kopana le maloko a bao ba ileng ba bolawa ka sehloho hona mona Sharpeville. Re ile ra kopana mane mabitleng re be re beya malomo ha re hopola bao ba re sileng. Ke a ba leboha ho ba teng ha bona. Ke tla bua ka Senyesemane ka hobane batho hohle South Africa mona ba mametse ntho e re tla e buang mona. Jwale je ka le tseba a re bue dipuo tse tshwanang. Jwale ha o e beya ka Senyesemane le bao ba dulang hole kwana ba kgona utlwa ba latele ntho e re buang. Ehlile ba bang ba bona ba teng mona. Ne e tla ba ntho e ntle haholo haeba ne re le bang fela re bua ka Sesotho se tibileng se monate. 64 years have passed since the ground on which we gather here in Sharpeville bore witness and testimony to one of the worst atrocities committed by the apartheid regime against the people of South Africa. And although many decades have passed, we still remember with great sorrow and pain the 69 people who were murdered and many more who were injured and maimed as they protested in peace against the grave injustices that were imposed upon them. Ki ile ka re ha ke bua le bao ba maloko a bao ba re sileng, ha ke ba tadima mahlong ke bone hore bohloko bono bo ntse bo le teng. Laeba dikeledi di a rotha empa ne ke bona hore ka nnete bohloko bo ntse bo le teng. Ntho ena e ileng ya ba hlahela ka 1960 e ntse e le teng bophelong ba bona. We still recall how every black South African, African, colored and Indian was denied the basic human rights to which they were entitled. We recall how many generations of black South Africans were denied the right to life and dignity, the right to equal treatment, the right to vote, and the right to be heard, the right to live where they wanted to, the right to work where they wanted to work, in any trade they wanted to work in. How they were also denied the right to education and health care, and the right to the protection of the law. So we gather here in Sharpeville on this day so that we may pay tribute to those who fought for the rights that we hold so dear today, so that we may remember the severe hardships they endured and the great sacrifices that they made. Ka hobane re mona kajeko lena ka lebaka la bao ba ileng ba hlokahala ba thuntswa ke maburu hona mona Sharpeville. Re mona ka hobane bona ba ile ba nehela ka maphelo a bona. Re mona ka hobane ba ile ba ema ka maoto ba re ba no amohela dipase tsena tsene ba batla hore re di tshware ka nako tsohle. Re mona ka hobane bona ba ile ba re tla lwanela setjhaba. Re a ba leboha, re a ba hlompha. We also gather here so that we may trace our journey as a nation over the last 64 years, from a state of discrimination and repression to a land of democracy and freedom. Ours was a journey of relentless struggle, a struggle that was also supported by many people around the world. As we remember those who sacrificed in our own country, so must we remember those who sacrificed their lives and their freedom in other countries as well in support of our struggle. Some were arrested and they spent days and even years in jail. Some were killed by the bombs of the apartheid regime, and many other people suffered so that we can be free. It was a difficult and dangerous journey that was traveled by community activists, Ke a leboha. A re tswelleng pele. A re tswelleng pele. Ka hobane ba re ho na le pula e kgolo e tlang. Jwale ke tla leka hore le nna ke etse ka potlako ka hobane pula e tla. So there were many activists, union organizers, many traditional leaders, as well as religious groupings, as well as freedom fighters, the underground operatives, political prisoners, and those who were in exiles who supported our struggle. It was a struggle that sought above all to achieve a South Africa which belongs to all who live in it, black and white. It was a struggle to realize the rights contained in the Bill of Rights adopted in 1923 by the African National Congress, which called for equal treatment of all people, equal access to land, direct representation and voting rights. As early as 1923, that's what the ANC called for. It was a struggle to give effect to the demands of the African claims of 1943 for the granting of full citizenship, rights and justice for all. Ours was a struggle to realize the vision of the Freedom Charter that was adopted by the Congress of the People in 1955, of a South Africa that is prosperous and free and in which all enjoy equal rights and opportunities. It was these principles and these ideals, these struggles and these sacrifices that enabled the achievement of our democracy and the adoption of the Bill of Rights that is at the center of our democratic constitution. It was therefore fitting in 1996 that President Nelson Mandela should come here to Sharpeville to sign our new constitution into law on the 10th of December 1996. Hantle lona batho ba mona ke lona beng ba constitution yena. Constitution yena ke a lona. Ho feta batho bohle ka hobane President wa rona wa o qala o ile a re molaotheo ona o batla ho signa hona mona Sharpeville mo ileng ha etse ntwe sehloho. So this constitution is then inscribed in your hearts and minds, you the people of Sharpeville. This is your constitution. Selemong sena, this year we celebrate 30 years of freedom. And as we celebrate this milestone, we will reflect on the journey that we have taken towards the full realization of the fundamental freedoms contained in our Bill of Rights. Re hopole hore, before this Bill of Rights, which is in our Constitution, the majority of us did not have any rights whatsoever. And these rights that we now have, contained in our Bill of Rights in the Constitution, are rights that we must cherish, are rights that we must protect, and are rights that we must always extend. We will count the elections that we have held every 5 years since 1994, elections that have been peaceful, free and fair, and that have reflected the will of the people. Ka di 29 tsa May, re ya dikgethong hape. Ke nako eo lona batho ba mona le South Africa kaofela mo re tlameileng hore tokelo ena ya rona ya ho vouta re lo e sebedisa hore mang le mang a bone hore rona re le batho ba mona South Africa re na le tokelo ya Ke a leboha e kgutlile. Amandla. Amandla. Ke ne ke re he ka di 29 tsa May ke letsatsi leo le re tshwanetseng hore re ilo sebedisa tokelo ena e re nang le yona ya ho lo vouta re kenye mmuso o motjha o tla isa mosebetsi ona o re o qadileng pele. Ke kopa hore ha ilo vouta le vote hantle, mang le mang a ba a nahanne ka tsela e nepahetseng. Re kopana mona in Sharpeville on this day so that, yes, we may be able to say, yes, we have now won our rights following the struggle that was waged by many who suffered immensely. And as we celebrate this milestone, yes, we do reflect on the journey that we have traversed to ensure that the rights that we have are advanced. We will assess the institutions that make our laws, that both represent the views and regularly seek to advance the rights of all of us. We will point to the independence of our judiciary, the vibrancy of our civil society, the activism of our trade union movement, and the freedom of our media. We will list the discriminatory oppressive laws that we scrapped and the progressive legislation that we have introduced to transform our society. As we celebrate 30 years of freedom, we will reflect on the progress we have made with regard to social and economic rights that are contained in our Constitution. We do have much to celebrate. Kaubani, South Africa e re phelang ho yona kajeko lena a e sa tshwana le South Africa ele ya pele ho 1994. Ntho ka nnete di fetohile, ba rata kapa ba rate, ba na le ditsebe kapa ba na ditsebe, ba na le mahlo kapa ba na ona, dintho di fetohile ka nnete. Many of our people in South Africa have been lifted out of poverty. They were defined and relegated to poverty as a result of the apartheid system and colonialism that deliberately dispossessed them, that took their assets that could have been passed on to various generations in the various families. Once those assets had been taken away, land, livestock, and once opportunities were deprived, it resulted in poverty. And in the end, all that could be passed on down the line was generational poverty from generation to generation. And this is what the democratic government has had to be dealing with over the past 30 years to reduce poverty, to give people a better life. Today, 8 out of every 10 households now have proper housing. That was not the case under apartheid. 9 out of every 10 homes now have electricity. That was not the case under apartheid. And I often say, many of our people were load shared permanently at that stage under apartheid. And now, even as we are dealing with load shedding, we know that load shedding will be solved and it will come to an end because we've got a clear intention to do so. 9 out of every 10 homes now also have access to clean running water. South Africans now live longer. Far fewer women are dying in childbirth, and far fewer children are dying in infancy. More children from poor families are completing school, passing matric and going on to study at colleges and universities. This has been made possible because we have as a country focused on correcting the injustices of the past and meeting the needs of the poor and the excluded. Le ikutlwetse ha premier wa rona bua a re ka April o tlo etsahala mohlolo o tlo ba le mosebetsi o moholo wa ho etsa hore bao ba batlang ho fumana di-skills ba tle ka pele ba tlo fiwa di-skills ba trainiwe selemo kaofela hore ba fumane di-skills ba tla be ba patalwa ka yona nako eno ha ba ntse ba rutwa ho fumana di-skills tsona tseno. Ke mohlolo ke ntho e ntle e tswang ke mmuso ona wa rona wa democracy, mmuso o sa kgethollweng, mmuso o reng ha o sheba batho kaofela o ba bona ba le batho ba heso ba South Africa. E ka ba o lekgowa, o ka ba o mo-India, o ka ba o mo-Khaladi, o ka ba o motho o montsho o tshwana le mmala o tshwanang le wa ka ona o montshontsho. Le wena wa balwa hare ha tsona kaofela ka hobane mmuso wa rona ha o kgetholle. Mmuso wane wa maobane o no le sehloho o no bolaya batho ka hobane ba le batho ba bantsho ke wona o no kgetholla. O re ha o sheba motho o montsho o bo bona e le sekatana fela. Ka sheku lena mmuso ona wa rona o re ha o sheba motho, ha o tadima motho o bona a le motho o feletseng ebile o bona le motho o montle a tshwana le nna so. Jwale ke mmuso ona wa batho. Working together, we have returned nearly 4 million hectares of land to people who had been dispossessed. Le a hopola he gore bontatemoholo wa rona ba ile ba nkelwa lefatshe, ba nkelwa mmu. Hoseng tjena ha ne ke fihla mme o mong o ile a tla a tshwere tokomane a re ba tlo mpha tokomane ya mmu lefatshe le ileng la nkiwa ho bona. Mmuso ona o leka o itlhile wa lokisa ntho tseo tse mpe tse ne di etsahala. We have provided the social grants for children, the elderly, the people with disability, and have also gone a long way also to ensure gore le di grant tsena tsene re di kentse haholo batho ba sa sebetseng yona ena e le tsebang haholo e ya 350 se ilo nyollwa jwale mamela ke tlamehile hore ke qete ka hobane pula e tla. Jwale la hopola he ditokelo tsena tse re di kentseng setjhabeng bongata ba tsona ne di siyo. Ntwena ya di grant le di pension tsa bonkgono ba ne ba e fumana hangwe ka morao ha dikgwedi tse tharo. Le ha ba ne ba e fumana ba ne ba fumana e nyanenyana, makgowa bona ba fumana e kima e kana. Jwale President Nelson Mandela o ile a ra kena mmusong a ba re di tlo lekana go batho bohle, and ha ba jwalo. Pension eno ya bonkgono le yona ilo nyollwa, ilo ya hodimo gore bonkgono ba rona ba phele beterinyana. La hopola he bao ba ne ba kena sekolo ka nako tseno ba tshwana le nna, no re ha o ya sekolong o ya o tshwere ke tlala, o kena sekolo o tshwere ke tlala, o sa utlwi le ntho e ne o rutwa yona, o tswa sekolong o tshwere ke tlala. Hono kaofela ho fedile, bana ba ja sekolong jwale, ba ja sekolong. Economy ya rona le yona e fetohile. Our economy has changed. More and more people have been able to exercise the right to freely choose their trade and occupation. And our economy has trebled over the number of years. While unemployment still remains unacceptably high, the number of South Africans in employment has more than doubled in the last 30 years. And we are going to continue creating jobs. Mona Gauteng, Premier Ona wa rona o qadile program e ntle haholo yona ena ya Nasispan. Ra mo leboha gore o qadile project eno. Re batla hore e be teng le di provinceng tsena tse ding o etsetsa gore go be le span di naha ena kaofela. While our journey since 64 years ago has been remarkable, while our 30 years of democracy have seen great changes in the lives of South Africans, our journey is far from complete. The rights for which the residents of Sharpeville fought, the rights that are now enshrined in our Constitution, have yet to be fully realized for all South Africans. As the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission said, and so we continue our journey towards a new society, one that is united, democratic, non-racial, and non-sexist, and we are guided by our Bill of Rights. As we begin the next decade of freedom, we must strive together not only to safeguard the rights of everyone in the country, but to ensure that all may enjoy equal protection and equal benefits of those rights. We must also strive together to ensure that none may claim dominance over another where there is neither privilege nor disadvantage. We must strive for a society where neither race, nor gender, nor age, nor religion, nor disability, nor marital status, nor sexual orientation determines the circumstances in which a person lives or the opportunities that they have. We must continue our work to redress the injustices of the past, affirming those who have been disadvantaged by unfair discrimination. We must transform our economy so that all people may participate in our economy and may also benefit from this economy. This means that we must continue to implement the policies of broad-based black economic empowerment, to support small businesses and black industrialists, to promote employment equity, to use public and private procurement to empower those who were previously disadvantaged. Ha ke bua ka employment equity, ke bua le ka hore ha mogolo o fapana bo hare ha bo mme le bo ntate ba etsa mosebetsi o tshwanang, re batla hore molao o etse gore megolo ya bo mme le bo ntate ba etsa mosebetsi o tshwanang e lekane megolo yeno, go ska ba le hore banna bona ba tla hola e ka hodimo ha ba etsa mosebetsi o tshwanang. It means we must accelerate, yes, our land reform and provide emerging farmers with the resources that they need. We must build more of an equal society so that all people of working age must have an opportunity for decent work. Hona le bao ba ntse ba tshoha ba re re shebile fela bara ba na le dilemo tsa 15 ho fihla 35. Che a o jwalo. Le bao ba ka hodimo ha 35 years le bona re batla hore ba fumane mesebetsi ba tshwane kaofela. Re tshwanetse re etse mesebetsi, re ahe mesebetsi ka tsela e kgolo ka hobane bongata ba batho ba rona a ba sebetse. Le ha ke sheba mona ke a tseba hore bongata ba lona le sebetse, le tshepa hore mmuso ona wa lona o tla le ahela mesebetsi kapa o tla bula monyetla wa hore le fumane mesebetsi. We must provide support to those who want to run their own businesses and remove many obstacles. Hona le ba bangata ba batlang ho isebeletsa, re tlamehile hore re ba thuse ba kgone ho aha di businesses tsa bona. And as we work towards growing an inclusive economy that provides more jobs and greater economic opportunities, we must continue to provide, yes, assistance to the unemployed. In building a society of equals, there can be no instruments more powerful than education. We've made enormous strides in securing the right of everyone to a basic education and to the progressive achievement of access to further education. We have achieved almost universal access to basic education, and we have massively increased access to higher education and training. But there is still much more that we must do to keep young people in school until matric, and to improve the quality and the relevance of what they learn. We must continue to focus expanding access to early childhood development and improve early grade reading. All children need this solid foundation to succeed in their lives. If we are to build a society of equals, we need to bridge the divide between men and women. Already we have made tremendous progress. In South Africa today, girls learn alongside boys in primary and secondary schools and receive early equal education. Last year, more girls passed matric exams and got more distinctions than their male counterparts. Okare banyana bona ba hlalefile ho feta bashimane. Re ntse re iponela. Ha o sheba hantle, bana ba fumanang di distinction ke banana. bashimane ba salla morao. A ke tsebe hore ba etswa keng kapo ha ba ya sekolong bona ba etsa ntho tse ding kapo ba shebile ntho tse ding empa banyana ke bona ba tswellang pele re re a ba tswelle pele ka yona tsela eno. There are currently more female students enrolled in our universities and colleges than males. Close to half members of parliament and our judges, Libo Magistrata, are women. More than 60% of public servants in our government are women. And yet 3/4 of female-headed households live in poverty. Women are more likely to be unemployed than men, and on average, women earn less than men. Women, they also do not get paid for caring for the elderly, for children and other family members. Ba tshwanetse hore ba lefiwe le bona ha ba ntse ba etsa mesebetsi ena ho ska ba ho shebilwe banna fela. And what has become a pandemic in our country, women are more vulnerable to violence and abuse at the hands of men. These are the challenges that we need to overcome by ensuring that girls and young women are able to complete their education and pursue their chosen careers by changing attitudes of men towards women in as far as improving the economic situation. There must be no position in society to which women cannot aspire to attain. A society of equals means that we must eliminate all forms of discrimination and disadvantage. We must ensure that persons with disability are free and able to participate in every part of social and economic life. We must also confront the prejudice and ignorance, providing appropriate education and ensure equal access to persons with disabilities. The adoption of the South African Sign Language as the 12th official language reflects both our commitment and our ambition as a nation to improve the circumstances and the prospects of persons with disability. We must be proud, for today we have the 12th language. Ya batho ba buang ho tshwana le meona o emeng haufi le nna. This, for us, was a great moment of broadening the rights of more and more South Africans. Now, if we are to build a South Africa of equals, a South Africa that belongs to all who live in it, we must end discrimination and intolerance directed to people because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. We must resist efforts of those who want to take us backwards, who express reactionary and hateful views towards members of the LGBTQIA+ community. Rather, we must foster a culture of understanding and acceptance. So, qetellong he ke re tlameile hore the rights that we won as a result of the struggles of those who fought for our freedom must be rights that we will extend to all South Africans. And it also means for our struggle for justice must not only be limited to South Africa. re tlameile hore re lwanele le ditokelo tsa bao ba ntse ba hlopheha le dinaheng tse ding. Ke bua ka batho ba Palestina ko Gaza kwana ba ntse ba bolawa ke ma-Israel. Le bona re tlameile hore re ba lwanele, re bontshe hore re batla hore le bona ba be le ditokelo, ka hobane ditokelo tsena tse re le lwanelang di tlameile hore e be ditokelo tsa rona kaofela. Re tsamaile leeto le letelele. Our respect for human rights therefore needs to be extended, but we still have a long way to go, and there's still much more to do before everyone can equally exercise the fundamental rights that our Constitution gives them. So on this Human Rights Day, we need to pledge, all of us as South Africans, and each one of us, that we will travel this road together. Many have traveled this road with us to achieve this freedom and to get the human rights that are set out in our Constitution. So kaofela rona, let us continue to be part of this journey of promoting the rights of all South Africans ba phela mona South Africa. Ka mantswe ano ke re pula ena ele re re pula nala ke a leboha le modimo ka nnete wa re hlohonofatsa ka hobane o re tlisetsa pula. Ke tokelo ya rona hore re fumane pula. A re leboheng. Amandla, amandla. Forward with our government, forward. Ke a leboha.
Pula! Pula! Are you ready for my piano? Thank you very much. Are you ready for DJ Emo? Mama, nombuso zwane. Umntwana wako, Siamo is here. She's lost. Come, uzotola umntwana wako, mama. Thank you very much. Without any waste of time, we call on Councillor Lerato to come and give us a vote of thanks. Please, you may take your seats.
Thank you very much, Program Director, for this opportunity, and my special greetings to Your Excellency, President Cyril Ramaphosa, all ministers, deputy ministers present here, President wethu abomama halala, President halala, the Premier of Gauteng, and all the MECs, executive mayors, speakers, chief whips, MMCs, councillors present, Marana Arona, Realidu Medisa, the families of survivors of the Sharpeville massacre, our distinguished guests, le baahi kaofela ba Sedibeng ba Gauteng, dumelang. As we've gathered here today, following the program of the day as highlighted by the keynote address by the Honorable President of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, and supported by all speakers of the day. Indeed, everything that I have said here today is pretty much the exact description of that fateful day in Sharpeville, a crime scene for all times. And in your narration or expression, you have managed to capture the hearts, the minds, and the soul of those families and the survivors as they replayed that they indeed saw that day through the mirror of their minds. It is through commemoration events like this that even those who were not there on that day are captured by the feelings of wonder and agony from the pain of loss that our people suffered. This is so true because it was 69 women lives lost with 180 injured, not animals. And that remains a human bond we have with families and survivors, and for a lifelong burden we share that we'll use amongst back here even as forever. To the many of us, this is a constant reminder for the heavy price that many in this country had paid for freedom. As Solomon Kalusha Mashangu once said, I quote, "Their blood nourished the tree that bore the fruits of 30 years of freedom." Having said that, on behalf of Sidibeng, our special thanks goes to the Honorable Premier of Gauteng, Panyaza Lusufi, for your strides to turn fortunes of our townships and municipalities around. If you are not the first, you will be the last Premier who really take care of local government or understands the importance of this way of government. To Minister Zizigodra, Minister Lamula, MEC Supi, and the ministers from South African Human Rights Commission for your continued support, as Sharpeville Human Rights Precinct will be a World Heritage Site. We can't wait for that, President. All key social partners such as Ahmed Kathrada Foundation, the NGO, the Kulumani Support Group, the National Heritage Council, and the faith-based organization for your efforts to making this event and the build-up events a success. And you also salute the beautiful citizens of Gauteng to taking time to be part of these events. Your support and efforts are not taken for granted. Please note that this coming Sunday, we will be celebrating in Sidibeng through the Department of Health, the World TB Day. As you are aware that Sidibeng, you are having challenges of our patients with TB. In conclusion, Program Director, thank you for your presence and wish you a safe travel during the Easter weekend and Holy Ramadan to Muslim, and don't forget to go out in your numbers to vote and vote correctly. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. That brings to an end the official program of celebration and commemoration of Human Rights Day. We will request you, Mr. President, before you take leave of stage, just to watch one performance of Amapiano and see what Amapiano has done to this country, Mr. President. The program is officially over. Over to you, Emo, Amapiano.